we're live. That was a fast countdown. Welcome, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We're back with another episode of Delve Requisite here on Proficiency Bonus. Let's cover some housekeeping business before we get started for tonight, shall we? So, as you can see, joining me tonight, this side of me, did it the wrong way. This side of me, we have the Fool's Errant. With again, Brittany playing in the window of Osrius, but playing Velza this evening. We want to take a minute before we start to thank our sponsors here at Proficiency Bonus. We would like to thank Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle. So, Little Dragon Corp, you can get a link to their website by putting exclamation point Little Dragon into the chat bar at any point during tonight's stream. Little Dragon Corp is a Canadian-based dice company making fine tabletop RPG dice, including my very fancy invisible dice set. The dice set that is the exact right color to mingle with my green screen, so that if I wanted to, I could make it look like I had a... wait, hang on. Make it look like I have a hole in my hand. Little Dragon Corp is, as I said, a fine purveyor of dice, tabletop RPG dice of all sorts. A wide variety of the 7-piece set of polyhedral dice used in games such as D&D 5e that we play here. If you are in need of a new set of dice and find one that suits you here at, I don't know what Hype Train is, but apparently we're on our way towards one. You'd think I would have learned any of the Twitch nonsense by now, but what are you going to do? But yes, anyway, Little Dragon Corp, you can use our code PROBO, PROBO, at checkout, and you get a 10% discount on your order. So that's Little Dragon Corp and code PROBO at checkout for 10% off your order. Our other sponsor is Cardboard Castle Games. You can type exclamation point CGC into chat during tonight's stream at any point to get a link, as you can see right there on chat, to Cardboard Castle Games. They are a brick and mortar tabletop RPG store located in the United States in Evans, Georgia. If you are not located in Evans, Georgia, don't worry. They have a robust online site that you can order all of your gaming fun type stuff. Jeez, some sort of a hype train with pizza emotes. You can order all of your tabletop game needs. All right, we're at a level 2 hype train. Still don't know what it means. I'm excited for it, though. I'm here for it, and so are you. So that is our sponsors. Thank you to Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle. Thank you for sponsoring Proficiency Bonus. And let's jump into a quick recap. When last we left the Fool's Errant, we left them in the capital city of Niveria, the capital of the Kingdom of Mithlinde, where they had been summoned back by a message from a sometimes associate, Lady Tabitha Delker, daughter of the former member of Parliament Cartwright Delker, who was assassinated by the Brotherhood of Artanis in a plot that the party found themselves sort of caught up in. Summoned back to Niveria, the party came to locate Lady Delker, only to find her in the company of King Roland Aldo himself, the King of Mithlinde. They learned that the King of Mithlinde had heard of their little band of adventurers and their exploits through information given to him by the Delker. They learned that the king was currently dealing with some cloak and dagger whispers and rumors of treachery among his court, but he had been unable to divine their sources or root out the plot that was afoot. Knowing via the word of Lady Delker that the group of you could be trusted, as you had already previously been involved in things involving the Brotherhood of Artanis and were actively working against them, he asked her to summon the group of you, and thusly beseeched you to help him to root out the plot against his crown. He gave you enough information to begin an investigation of your own, telling you that he suspected a particular member of Parliament, one Alaman Hernrose, from of being, if not the ringleader, at least involved in whatever this plot was, and that he feared that whatever it was coming to fruition, and soon. Through your investigation, you learned that Alaman Hernrose was indeed, it seems, mixed up somehow with the Brotherhood of Artanis and a plot against the kingdom. You followed a trail of clues involving a obfuscated delivery of goods, which turned out to be a number of immovable rods that were brought into the city in secret and illegally. And you learned that Hernrose had been orchestrating the removal of key personnel from the Navirian teleportation transit networks establishment over the last several months, up to and including the station master, who had recently mysteriously fallen extremely ill and been replaced with what turned out to be essentially a plant. You learned all of this just in time to rush into the bowels of the transit station's inner workings, make your way up to the office of the acting station master, and fight your way to him to interrogate him, only to learn of this plot of these immovable rods being used to sabotage the failsafe of the transit station to protect against outside forces gaining entry into the city. You learned this just in time to be almost too late to stop it, as a Brotherhood of Artanis plant operating the control station punched in the coordinates for you know not where, but what was waiting on the other side, it seems, is an invading force, Ignean Imperial Army. You find yourselves now on the upper layer of the interior portion of the circular Navirian transit station, looking down as the first dozen or so soldiers come pouring through. You know that the king and the parliament are currently all gathered in one place in the essentially in the parliamentary house that you guys had left earlier, for a congregation, essentially a gathering of the parliament and the ruler of Mithlande, or a session. You know that somewhere in the city, Velza's superior, Liana Highhaven, the Inquisitor, is on standby. You know that Sir Tyrus Luther is likely with the king in the parliament. And I think besides, like general guard stations and things like that, I think the only other, like, friend that you guys have in the city is Gregory, your guard friend, that you have no idea where he would be at this particular juncture. You also know that, perhaps unrelated to what's going on, but at least going on currently, below you guys in the interior workings of the transit station, there is currently a sort of a black, glossy, chromatic, ooze-like monster on the loose which has already killed several dock workers and was on the process of trying to break free of the warehouse where it erupted out of a damaged crate, and do whatever it is that its oozy desires might lead it to do. So that is where we stand. You guys are currently looking down at the the portal below, which is continuing to sort of like spit out soldiers. And I will turn this over to you guys at this point to see what it is that you want to do.
Okay.
If I haven't already, I think I tried last week, to send Morgan off to go get Leanna Highhaven.
No,
I
you
had
said
a
the messenger
magical
sparrow.
The messenger sparrow. That's right. Okay.
That went to her. So.
Okay.
But I believe our report to her was before we knew about the invasion, so I think she's on her way to Parliament to go arrest.
I think we told her that it's confirmed her and Rose is a traitor. She has to protect the king, and the Brotherhood's involved. We didn't tell her that.
Yes, I do not believe you have alerted anybody to the invading army currently swarming into the transit station.
So you might want to send Morgan off to Sir Tyrus or to Highhaven.
Tyrus is the most likely to be in the same place we left him. Yeah.
He's probably with the king
at Parliament, probably.
So he's probably in the House of Parliament.
Okay. I'm gonna make a note real fast that just says invading via teleportation ring, and I'm gonna give that to Morgan, and I'm gonna send her to Sir Tyrus.
Okay.
And hope for the best.
Okay.
Fly, my pretty.
All right. How many chains are holding up the deadfall?
10.
10.
10.
Okay, that's workable. Because we only need to disable 5 rods.
It's true.
There might be. I mean, if there's 10 chains,
yes.
There's 20 rods, right?
What do you mean?
Or sorry, yeah. If a chain is linked to link, each chain has both
good
ends.
point. So.
But
So let me rephrase that. So it is what is being.
Oh, it's connected at 20 points.
No. What what is holding the thing up is essentially like a net, but there are main anchor points of like the huge junctures where these things are connected. There are 10 of those encircling this area. So Adam is correct. So there's 10 points. Adam is correct. Theoretically, you could disable half of them and drop the rock this way.
All right, that's possible. Okay, I got an idea. Brahm, Bandor can make us fly, right? Okay. Brahm's pretty messed up, right? You're.
No, I cure wounds myself, so I'm a little more than half.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm
not
entirely
great,
undamaged.
but
I only got hit by the goo once. I'm okay for now.
okay.
Yeah, I'm at half hit points as well, but
I'm entirely undamaged.
But I also if enough of us get messed up, I have something for that. So
okay. Cast fly on us. I'm going to cast invisibility on you, so they won't be able to see you. We're going to be able to disable. We should be able to get 3 of the rods quickly. I'm going to send Scooter. See if he can keep a low profile. He might be able to get a 4th rod. Maybe. I don't know. I've never actually disabled an immovable rod before, but we're going to find out.
I've never moved an immovable rod before.
So you guys you are aware. I don't know if I rehashed this or if it just got covered and I was looking through my notes and missed it. There are, from like what you have seen, at least the ones you can kind of see from where you are, there are, there appear to be like people posted at each of these anchor points. There's like a pair of people at each one of these. They're not just undefended.
Of course they're not. All right.
Are we all going to like the 5 nearest us? Is that the plan? Like, just to be able to, with fly, hop down and...
Yeah, that'll be able to get 3 of them immediately, and then just fling the rod as far away as you can.
Okay.
I don't...
Or just keep it.
Or keep it. Well, if one of us drops, they'll be able to put it back in. So getting them far away from the chain, probably a better idea. I mean, I hate the idea of throwing away a relic, but we do not have the time. The only other thing I can think of is fly down and try and disable the teleportation control.
I'll try that first, and then I'll jump to pulling rods.
All right.
Braum
Any other
should-
ideas?
Braum should probably. I should stay back a little bit, because if I get bonked,
That's why you're going to be invisible.
concentration, everybody is going to.
Yeah, that's why you're going to be
Love it.
invisible. So, cast your spell, and I cast mine.
Can you cast it at a high? Can you upcast it enough to cast it on all of us?
I think the way we've used it, we made it work when I made everybody invisible. Is it takes up a charge, so like it costs 5 charges to cast it on all of us. That's how we did it when I turned everybody invisible in the heist.
Okay, so it's like upcasting it with charges.
Yeah, kind
That
of.
way. Add items to my wagon. Oh no.
So yeah, I have 2 charges left on the Bandor. Cast
Alright.
it 5 times.
Factory in the background. He thought we wouldn't notice, but we definitely did.
My game is closed, sir.
I thought you
Just
You said
because-
add items to my wagon, and I assumed it was like a satisfactory thing.
No. I forgot. I added a wagon to my inventory to like keep track of stuff like that we had purchased, and then like they broke it down so you have like backpacks, component pouches, equipment, and like wagons. So
That's fine. Okay, so if I'm understanding this right, you guys are kind of like gathered at the top. You have left Osrius down below somewhere. He was busking when you left him. I don't think you probably can't quite see him from like where you are in the confusion, because there are like soldiers running in, and the people who you can definitely tell who knows what's going on and who doesn't, because like a smattering of people throughout here like don't seem to be super shocked by this, but a lot of other people are making it. There is like a mad dash to the ramp to like flee from here. There's a lot of like just travelers who are coming through here, and people who work in the station and things like that are like fleeing as this.
can I
group of
cast
soldiers
message
is
where we
surrounded.
left Oz? And
Yeah, I was just gonna say, how far is Oz for the same purpose?
if we're 60 feet up, I imagine he's like within 30 feet of the bottom of us.
He's
So
he's
that-
like, I believe
won't
that we
stay
had
over.
said, right, because of where you had seen him before, like he's he's a full 60 feet down because you left him on the floor. He's also on the far side of the ring from where you guys are now.
That's right.
I don't know my Pythagorean theorem off the top of my head, but
big's
he
the ring?
is. The ring is. I want to say it's like a 90-foot diameter ring.
I think message is
A squared plus B
120.
squared equals C squared.
Hey, no, it's not. I want to solve for area. I want to side C. Side A is 60 feet. Side B is 90 feet. Hey, what the fuck? Well,
What's the
Message
range of your message?
120.
120.
120 feet. Like
I'm
realistically.
not gonna nitpick. It's fine. You can hit him with it.
All right. Yeah, I'm
You
gonna.
got it.
I'm just. Do you want to have him go to one of the rods and just start messing people up?
He's got
he'd
to
have
get up because he's on the ground level.
Did we see the person who did the coordinates?
No,
Did
you
we-
did
were-
not.
we-
You did not see that. I mean, you know where the like the booth, the thing that like where the operator that does the coordinates is, but like that when you guys came out in time to see the like the things lock into position and the portal open,
Right.
you missed the like whatever happened there. but it's probably lightly obscured by the rock, but you kind of know it's about a quarter turn like counterclockwise from where you guys are, is where the down on the bottom is where the operator for the mechanism that turns the coordinates is.
Oz try to go secure that,
Secure / smash might not be a bad idea.
or keep an eye on it, see if see
Um,
how much attention they pay to it.
It's gonna rapidly get out of hand down there, even for him. I think
Maybe just tell him to start coming towards
yeah.
us, but not get involved yet. Like, get close, but stay.
Yeah, head
ready.
upstairs the way that we went up.
Sure. All right, I'll relay the message to come upstairs.
A moment later, you get back. You hear a response to the message. You hear, "Coming."
Awesome. All right. I guess we're headed down.
Flying.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Alar, you're making Braum invisible, right?
Yes.
You work your magic. You cast your spell. Braum vanishes from sight. And a moment later, from kind of like the spot near where he was, you guys hear the boom of the bandor being strummed, and as the reverberating airwaves of sound expand out from the source of the magic, the air kind of shimmers a little bit, and you guys feel it's almost like a wave of pins and needles passes over each of you in a radius, and then you feel yourselves alight into the air as you gain the ability to fly.
Awesome.
Quick.
Hi, Scooter.
One last quick question.
Braum, this is on Alar, yourself, Walter, and Velza.
Yep.
Okay, so 4 people. Alrighty.
The place where the anchors are, is it kind of like a walkway, like a catwalk, or is it
No,
like
it
a solid
is.
footing?
So it is from where. So you guys are here, right? You're on the catwalk that is slightly below the ground level.
Sure.
A little bit below that, kind of below the catwalk. There's just a series of these large ports where the chain goes into the rock, and then there's kind of a little platform, sort of at that spot with a door access way inside, but it's not a contiguous catwalk ring. It's just a platform at each of the 10 spots, and you see these there's 2 people at each one, that have ostensibly inserted
What I'm getting at is is it built to OSHA standards?
There's a railing. It's not an evil villain layer where it's just a sheer drop and you can just push them over the edge. It's about a 15-foot wide sort of semicircle beneath the chain, with a waist height railing around it and a door to access back in. And these chains, for reference, these chains are probably they're yay big around. They're they're probably a 24-inch caliper woven chain.
All right. Cool. All right. And you said the whole diameter is only about 90 feet.
Yes.
Substantial, but not
I don't know what. I think the Bandor gives you 120-foot fly speed.
Let's
so theoretically crossable in a round.
Let me double check it. I think it's just 60.
60. Okay, so crossable in a round
60.
with a dash then, if you needed, if so needed. But not, it's not like it's going to take you 3 rounds to, especially because you can cut across the middle. It's not going to take you, more than a round or 2 to get from one side to the other if you need to, maneuver around this space.
Okay.
Yeah, 60.
Related note, I will, if I can't get the thing downstairs working, I will act as a distraction. I should be able to reach anybody at any of the points from wherever I am in the room.
So, let me narrate.
I'll relay that to the party.
let me narrate as you guys have sort of like made your plan here. You sort of like communicate, quick like huddled up, made a plan, cast the magic, and are now like going. That doesn't happen instantaneously. Like you guys probably spend, at least half a minute, like preparing all this, right? So you guys see, to put it in like mechanical terms, there's like 10 soldiers coming through the portal per what will be like a round of combat.
Okay.
So in the time it takes you guys to like assess the situation, cast the magic, and get moving, we've essentially been through, we'll call it, half a minute, we'll call it 5 rounds of combat, right? So like just within that short span, like there's now 50 soldiers have entered this space. And what you guys see, you guys can go ahead and just make me like a quick perception check as you guys like fire off in your various directions.
25.
20.
18.
19.
Are we critting on skill checks? I don't remember.
I'll make one for Oz real quick. Didn't I just open? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Osrius on perception. I'll just go 15. So all of you guys up above, you guys are able to kind of see this pretty easily, no problem. This 50 guys have like poured through. This is clearly like, this is not a like by the seat of the pants operation. This has been planned for. This is being executed with military precision. The soldiers that are coming through are not just like coming through and milling about. The first ones through the portal, as they start running through, you can see that these are individuals who had tasks to do when they got here, knew what they were, seemed to know like where they need to go to do them, and are in the process of doing this. So like half a minute in here, you are now getting to the point where like some of these guys are starting to like form up and like form ranks, kind of moving across the teleportation pad itself and beginning to form up like sort of. I shame myself by showing the audience my my drawing here, but they're coming across and they're starting to form up kind of like in this area, to eventually like make an egress here, but. Those first handful, a lot of those like first handful of people that came through, you see like several individuals head back towards the, that like enclosed thing that contains the controls to this. You see individuals heading, like outward, to like particular points of interest, like around a central square. You see a number of people like enter those access doors and go like deeper into this facility. The enemy forces, the Ignean army, the Ignean Imperial, the invading force here is immediately moving to, not only prepare to like exit out into the city, but they are moving to secure this facility right away. So as you guys like take to the air and begin to like disperse, you are already seeing like that, that booth containing the transit station controls that move those massive stone rings is being reinforced. You see like people moving inside. I'll point out like you guys still don't know what the actual mechanism that like drops the rocks is. But like guys are rushing into the inner workings of this place. So I will, let's keep this a little orderly. Why don't we roll initiative at this point?
Solid 12.
6.
12 as well.
13.
Oh boy, Osrius gets a 7. That's all the party, right? Yes.
Yep.
Okay, let me roll. Oh boy.
Didn't work. Didn't mean to do that.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Ready. So, the first of the party here to act is going to be Brahm. So, Brahm, your group alights, leaps over the edge of the catwalk here that you were on, and you are now in open air. The massive boulder hanging in front of you, the Ignians swarming into the space beneath you. What are you doing?
I guess making my way to whatever the closest whatchamacallit is.
Okay.
What did we say they were called?
Movable rod.
The movable rods. So
Yeah, like
yeah,
anchor
so you're
point.
gonna head towards like the closest chain apparatus to yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, you are able to move in that direction with your fly speed. You can definitely get to like the nearest of them to you. It's actually almost directly beneath the catwalk that you guys just jumped off. So you only need to use about 20 feet of movement to like get over to it. So you see there are two individuals standing on this platform. One of them is wearing rather they're both wearing like the garb of like Mythlandian Transit Authority agents. But you see that one of them has like drawn and is now holding a short sword. Or rather a short sword, but he has a long sword like strapped to his back. That one is, you see, he's at the railing. He's like looking below at what's going on. The other one you see standing further back, right near like where the chain goes into the wall. And you can see the like end of a small cylindrical piece of metal that is like protruding maybe 3 inches out of like the weave of this like meshed cable chain, like right almost flush with the wall, and is like right next to this guy. It's basically like next to his head, and he's standing there guarding. What is your make a perception check for me?
18 plus 2.
He has a pan flute in his like kind of like held under one arm.
The worst kind. Worst kind of flute. What can I see? Like what? Like meddling with this thing is gonna require. Like
I'll let that perception check ride. You see that there is like a button on the end of the the movable rod, where you presume to be the movable rod, like rammed into this cable. There's like a button at the end of it.
Like a just like boop button.
Moves as far as you can see.
Okay. Alright. How close are these guys to like this, like where I am in this thing?
You're probably 15 feet away from both of them ish. Maybe like 10, 10 feet. They're about 10 feet from each other.
Okay, so I don't. They're probably far enough away. I don't need to do what I was thinking I was maybe gonna do. I'm going to just try and push the button then.
Make a stealth check with advantage because you're invisible.
Okay.
Quick question.
23.
Oh, never mind.
What was your quick question?
No, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Not relevant.
You like hover in, and you literally reach your arm like past this guy's face, and like boop, push the button on the immovable rod, and then like, are you like backing away?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize he was like right next to the.
Yay! You went like
okay.
you went like if this
Okay.
if this is the rod, like here you went like boop and backed
Okay.
away.
I thought they were much farther away though. Okay.
No, I mean, it
Good
was
thing I rolled
probably
high
like
then.
if he's like standing the cable, because the cable's like the width of his head. Like the cable is like here. He's standing kind of beneath it, like looking out. So it's like the rod is probably stuck.
Yeah,
like yay.
It doesn't
But
matter. I succeeded.
You
Doesn't
did it.
matter.
You
I
you
was
kind of
gonna-
like back up.
My plan was to have cast Minor Illusion to try and distract them away, which I would have done if I had realized he was that. I thought like I was already at the button and they were 10 feet away.
Oh,
No.
Okay, this might alter things, but I would have had to.
Okay.
No, there's no way for me to have seen it either. Shit.
Walter and Velza, you guys are up.
Uh,
I think you guys probably also have no idea that like this closest platform that Brahm just went and pushed that button on that one because he's invisible, so like you guys didn't
Yeah.
see it either.
Yeah.
my original plan was to go to scope out
Yeah, that's fine.
the station. So I'm gonna float. I guess I'm gonna try to get like as close to the ceiling as I can and like use my.
So there's not
to
there's not a ceiling in this space as much as there is a big fuck off rock. So you want to you're trying to like skim like under the rock to the other side. Is that the
I want to
idea?
kind of, if I can go over the rock, that's even better.
You
but, like-
theoretically you can, though. Like the rock, if you guys will remember from the surface level, the rock like protrudes up above the building. So like
I wasn't sure how much of a gap
With-
there was between the walls and
you,
everything.
yes,
so-
there is enough of a gap that if you wanted to, with the ability to fly, if you wanted to go from like the interior of here up outside, you can.
So what I want to do is I want to go like up as high as is reasonably possible without going outside, and then
Okay.
like use that direction to go to skim around the outside edge.
Okay.
I
so
assume
you're going
nobody's
like you're going like this way, right?
Yeah, like whichever way is the fastest way to get there. That's like reasonably stealthy. 'Cause I don't think
Okay.
anybody's gonna be looking up at the corners, being like, "Oh, I wonder if there's anybody acting like Spider-Man up there."
Matt just said the rock so many times in that description that now I'll imagine is the big ceiling is like just Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
I hope it is.
Oh, did I not mention that before? Yeah, this is like their Mount Rushmore.
he's
yeah.
The
he's
Rock-
actually in a people's elbow phase, like the
Yeah, the
entire
rock,
time.
the rock that crushes the enemies of Mithlin Day. If anybody should dare to invade their teleportation network, it has in fact been carved into an enormous Dwayne the Rock Johnson. and like the bottom edge of it is an elbow, so that when they drop it on him, he just.
And of course,
Cannon. It's been
the
established.
face
Cannon.
is doing the people's eyebrow.
Yeah,
Cannon.
Perfect. Acceptable.
there is a rumor that
You smell what the Mifflindians are cooking.
I was just gonna say that was exactly what I was gonna say. I said there's a rumor among Mithlinde. Nobody can ever confirm it because it's never been done. But there is a rumor that there's an enchantment on the cable that when it gets released, it does use a thaumaturgy spell to boom throughout the chamber. Do you smell what Mifflinde's cooking, and then drops the rock on them?
Well, we're about to find out.
Oh boy. Yeah, so I guess I have to dash to get like above to where it is and scope out what's up.
Yeah, you will have to use your dash to kind of get to that area.
That's fine. So I'll get up there and hopefully not get witnessed.
So,
floating on by, but
we'll see how that all goes once we get to there. But so you have gone from the mirror image of this is gonna mess me up, but like we'll just use this side. You have gone from kind of like here to like here, essentially. You did kind of one of these up high, so you are able to look down and make a perception check for me.
solid 13.
Solid 13. You see that this enclosed like booth station whatever flight control tower is kind of like protrudes out of the curved stone wall of the interior here. You don't see an access into it from like the ground level from the interior. Now, like, that's not going to stop you, who can fly, from just flying into, like, the open... it's got a roof with, like, colonnades that, like, support it, but there's not glass or anything like that enclosing it. So, like, having the ability to fly, you could just fly in if you wanted to. You, from your angle there, since you went, like, all the way up and around, you can't actually see who's inside there, because you're looking straight down at the roof. But you can tell from here that, like, for non-flying individuals, the access into here is, like, involves going into the interior of this and, like, out a door that must be in there. Okay. You did definitely see there's a number of soldiers, like, setting up position around the base of this. There's, like, 5 soldiers kind of, like, taking a position around the bottom of this thing. The, like... from ground level to where the, like, control level is about 10 feet. And you definitely saw some guys go into, like, into a door that led them into the interior, sort of in the vicinity of this not that long ago. 10 seconds ago or so.
Sure. So the room size that it is about like 10 feet by 10 feet at most. It's
about
a small room.
Yeah, it's not huge.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool. Alrighty. Velza, what you got?
I am going to, once we're over the edge, and I don't know where Brahm went, but I probably would have started from farther away and worked my way back in, just to start farthest away. So I would go to, if we're taking out half of them, I would have gone over to whatever, like, the farthest one was over that we planned to remove the rod from.
Okay. Are you going counterclockwise or clockwise?
I would go counterclockwise.
You want to go counterclockwise. So you're kind of heading the same direction that Walter is generally.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Easy enough. Do you want to dash? So it's going to take you because like Walter had to, it's going to take you a dash to get, like, counterclockwise around the outside to get to that, like, that furthest one away, which is essentially directly above the control thing that Walter's looking at. So to get there, you're going to have to dash, or do you want to use, regular movement You
if
can get
he's-
pretty
if
close
he's-
with regular
If
movement.
he's heading nearest the closest one, and I can see him since he's not invisible, then I would probably trust that he would handle that one since he's closest to it. So whatever the next close one is that I can then get to in my 1 round of movement.
Okay.
Because if I can see him going that far, then I wouldn't go right up his butt and follow him. I would hold back, so we were spread out.
Okay. Okay, so we'll put you kind of at 1 here. Very good. All right, so you were able to get pretty much, it's not going to take you a dash to get to it. I don't know how close you want to get because the same thing. As you start approaching this thing, there are two guys standing on that platform near where this cable comes out.
Sorry, I'm substantially above them, right? Probably another 30 feet above.
My until you guys tell me otherwise, I am assuming that you are coming in above everybody.
Okay.
I want to stay above them, and I want to stay about, I don't know, 15, 20 feet, either higher than that, close enough that I can get to them, and I can maybe make a reasonable perception check on the rod to see what I have to do with it, because I don't know what to do with it yet. But I don't want to get too close yet.
That's fine. Yeah, that's doable with your movement. No problem.
Okay. So then
I am gonna have you make a stealth check.
Okay. That's not terrible. 17.
Okay. Did I forget to ask you for one as well, Walter?
You did.
Give me a stealth check real quick.
Oh
That's
no.
a solid 7.
Okay.
Jeez.
Okay. So Velza, you get you're kind of above these guys, above the rod. You can kind of see them standing. They are they're both right next to the cable. They seem to be talking to each other. They're just having a conversation, but they're not looking straight up, obviously, at you.
Can I check out the rod and see if I can find a way to deal with it? It's a perception, right?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Natural 19 plus 4, so
Same as Brom. There is a button on the end of
then
this rod.
I will use Mage Hand and have it go over, and from above if I can, so it's not going past their faces if I can help it. Press the button, and the second it hits the button, I'm gonna dismiss Mage Hand.
Okay.
So there's nothing there. I hope.
I'm gonna let your stealth check ride for the mage hand, and we'll resolve that when we get back around to these guys' turns. Okay, cool. So you do that. You extend out the sort of spectral
Actually,
hand made of arcane energy. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to hit the button. So here's a question: when we saw them putting the rods in, because we
You
saw
did not
at
see
least-
them putting the rods
We
in.
didn't see them put the rods in. Okay. I just wonder if it's gonna make a noise if I try to pull it out with the mage hand.
What was your perception check? It was a natural 19, right?
It was natural 19 plus
You have
4.
a feeling it probably will, because it seems to have you actually almost suspect that they may have had to
Drill something.
hammer it in there or something like that. You kind of get the feeling that if you go to pull it out, it's gonna go as it scrapes out of the cabling of this fixture.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna hold for a second because I don't want to draw attention yet until we have enough of the buttons.
Okay.
I'm terrified to be the one that they spot first right now.
Okay. No problem. So you mage hand down, click the button, and dismiss the mage hand. Hey, don't scratch the leather couch, you maniac. Let's hear it with me.
I was gonna say Emily's home,
Yeah. Look at that, you monster. Okay, so that's Velza's turn. And Walter's turn. Also, Osrius. Osrius is going to move in the direction of the control station as instructed. He'll use his dash movement to do it.
Was he coming up to meet us, or was he coming?
He was
going
coming up to meet us because there's.
Oh,
come
that's right. You
upstairs.
changed your mind.
We changed our mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, he's gonna make 2 rolls then. Okay, his stealth roll is a 19 plus.
Freaking Drax over
Hang
here.
on. Yeah, stealth roll is. Stealth roll is a 22. His intelligence roll is a 13. For those of you who might be looking in the direction, you see the grayish, stony skinned form of Osrius, kind of like push against the flow of people fleeing the station, and unopposed just open a door, like open a random door into the interior of the thing, and just like disappears. And he's gone from sight. That is Osrius' turn. That will bring us to Alar.
All right. So I'm going to float down and get above. I'm going to move one further than Velza.
Okay.
My stealth roll, and thank you for the set of dice, by the way, Brittany. First roll was a natural 18, so that's a 25 stealth.
Okay.
Gonna examine the rod. The two guys, what are they doing?
One of them is at the edge of the ledge, looking down over. He has a short sword drawn, and a long sword on his back. The other is standing, like arms folded, right next to the cable.
Okay. My perception check is a 24. So I look down at the rod.
There is a button on the rod.
My mage hand, as an arcane trickster, is invisible.
Oh, interesting.
So, humna. Boop.
Click. Okay.
And I will shoot a quick thumbs up toward Velza, and hopefully Brahm might notice as well.
Braun, make a perception check.
Natural 20.
The natural 20, you see Alar float about 10 feet above you, make a gesture in the direction of the mage hand, of the immovable rod that you just clicked the button on, and then a second later turn to Velza and make a thumbs up.
I was going one further than Velza, away.
You cannot reach that one without dashing. Are you able to do that?
60 feet to get there. Mage hand has a range of 30 feet.
You're fine. Okay.
Okay.
Scratch that. Okay, redo that. I misunderstood the instruction there. I was like, oh, you just unclicked the one that turned off.
I figured that we were
okay, no problem.
Spreading out. So
I think my mentality was Walter was like kind of leading since.
So
other than Brahm, he moved
so
first.
basically, Alar
Mhm.
has just deactivated the immovable rod on the piece of chain directly where Walter is.
Okay.
Because he mage handed, so he was able he was able to get to it, which you could have done as well,
Right.
But I didn't realize you had mage hand.
Yeah,
So I apologize for that. But you guys have
never
gotten
used Mage Hand before, so I wasn't sure of the feat until I said
yeah.
it.
You've hit 3. So Alar has hit the one that is. Actually, there's no reason you guys can't look at this, right? You guys don't know where Brahm is, but Alar has deactivated this one.
Mm-hmm.
And Walter is there as well. So here's Alar, here Walter is here. Velza, you are here and have deactivated this one. And Brahm is here and has deactivated this one. And that's kind of your map of the room right now. Osrius disappeared into the bowels of this thing somewhere over here a second ago. And that covers everybody. Okay. So that was Alar's turn. All right, the Brotherhood is up. I'm gonna make a series of perception checks real quick. Oh boy. Okay.
Back 1 second.
Brahm, the two guys near you don't seem to notice anything. You get in, you click your button, you get out. Velza, as you like click your button and like retreat, dismiss your mage hand. It like you don't hear it from where you are because you're some feet away. It must have made a small like click because as the mage hand like dissipates, the guy like standing near it goes like, huh, and turns and looks. And the guy near like where Adam's character is, where Alar is, he goes like and like puts his hands against his back and like goes to like crack his spine and sort of like leans back as a result, and leans back and makes direct eye contact with Walter, like just looks right at you. And so Velza, you kind of like, you sort of see like your own guy kind of like goes, huh, and turns around and starts like looking kind of like at the cable and at the rod. And then a moment later you hear like, oi! And you kind of like, you redirect your attention to, you see like the guy at the one that Alar just disabled, pointing straight up at Walter, and as a result, kind of also Alar, because Alar is like near him. There's a
Is it still a free action to soil myself?
there's a dice on your camera, and I don't know how that was accomplished. Oh, that's your light up one behind you. It straight up looks like a CGI superimposed dice was put in the corner of your thing on the overlay.
Well,
that's very funny.
Hey, can you fix my face? There it goes.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I like looked up and I was like, why is there like a CGI die? I was like, that's not a Roll20 thing, is it? Wait a minute. So, as the cry of alarm goes up, like the rest of the dudes on these like platforms kind of like, oh, look around. And that first guy goes like, oi! And points to like where he saw Walter with that 7 stealth check. And like immediately like heads flip up. On the floor, the like soldiers that have been like pouring in, a bunch of them like look up, and you have been, with the exception of Brahm, who is invisible, you have been discovered.
Wonderful.
I have an
Well, at least now we
airdrop
can
for these
remove-
guys.
At least now we can remove the rods without worrying about noise. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's true. On the bright side, Felsa, the click noise that your individual like heard and was like just starting to like kind of investigate seems to have been completely forgotten, as like he has now been alerted to like, oh shit, there's a bunch of like flying bad guys that we have to deal with. So he completely disregards the immovable rod and like has turned his attention towards you guys. So that was their turn. Top of the order. As we finish a round of combat, another 10 Ignean soldiers come through the portal. Are basically immediately appraised of the situation as they run through, and several of the who you take to be like commanders of some sort, like people with authority, immediately like turn towards these guys coming through and like bark a bunch of commands in Ignean and like gesture, and these guys, instead of like falling into formation, split off in groups of like 5 and 5 and begin to head for like doorways to lead them into the interior portion of this this facility. That is all that the Ignians are going to do right now, as they're still taking up positions, coming through everything like that. None of them are in like range to do anything to any of you or anything like that. There's definitely like some archers and crossbowmen, you see like among them. But you kind of get the impression that, like, based on this sort of three-dimensional layout of this space, at least for now, you don't get the sense that they are particularly interested in, like, shooting a bunch of projectiles straight up, while they are in, like, a big open area directly beneath it. So that is working to your advantage, as, like, a barrage of arrows don't immediately start coming for you guys.
Flawless.
Okay, it's been one round. Okay. Brom, you are next.
Okay. How far away is the next one over that hasn't been booped already?
So you can see Velza hovering above the one, so like if we're working counterclockwise towards the control center, like you're here.
Yeah.
And like your party is splayed out this way. So like
I'll go the other way.
You could go this way.
Yeah, I'll go to that.
And that's easily, I don't know exact footage, but it's easily within movement, like within one movement's, space.
I will go there.
Go ahead and make a stealth check with advantage on your approach.
Are there dudes right there?
There are, yes.
Okay. And they've sort of been alerted to other people.
They have been alerted to like the presence of people, but you are invisible, so you have not been like called out yet.
Okay. I'm going to then use minor illusion to create the sound of like someone shouting like you two get over here, something like basically like some orders being called, or can it not be words?
Hey, fair warning. You do that, you break invisibility. You cast a spell.
Oh yeah, you will become uninvisible if you.
Then I will.
Okay, and you would know that because of having the band door.
Okay. That's gonna be 23.
Okay, yeah, you are able to get down and click.
I have to have a +7 to stealth.
Brom's a ghost of Touch Miss Present right now.
Yeah, apparently.
So yeah, same thing. Boop the button and back up.
Not a problem. You do that.
How many have we pressed altogether so far? 4, and we need 5.
You need
at least 5.
You need at least 5 to theoretically drop the rock. You still have no idea how to actually drop the rock, but you are 4/5 of the way to potentially dropping the rock. Alrighty. So that will bring us back to Walter and Velza.
How far directly below me is the barred entrance to, or the way to get in through the upper flying part to the control room?
You're like as high as you can go in this chamber, right? So
yeah.
Let's call it, and we said it was 10 feet off the ground, so you are 50 feet. 50 feet above.
And I have 60 feet of fly.
So with like 60 feet, you can basically go like down and then like whoop, kind of like under the roof and like into the space. And then that's as far as you can get without having to dash.
I am 100% doing that.
Okay.
I have several questions upon entering that room. Specifically, is there a door and where is it? And which way does it open?
Make a perception check as you enter that room. And we'll see what you're able to glean.
Man, I really should have points to perception. It's a 14.
With a 14, you see that there is a door against the back wall. You're able to glean that much, but your attention is immediately drawn by the fact that standing at the controls is the controls, which turns out to be like just a like big old like stone altar thing with like some crystals and a book on it. Is an individual wearing like robes in the colors of the the Mifflindian Transit Authority, and 5 Ignean soldiers.
In a 10-foot by 10-foot room?
They are very close together. But yes, there are 6 people in this 10 by 10 room. This person in robes is like at this thing. There are two soldiers right against the wall. There are 2 soldiers like directly on either side of this guy in robes, and there's one guy right in the middle of the chamber. And they turn and see you as you like just whoop right into the space. And that is what happens.
I do have, unless the perception check was my action, I do have other...
The perception check is not your action. You've only used your movement speed, so you can theoretically,
How close am I to the door, roughly, when I get in there?
10 feet.
Do I have enough movement to get over there?
No, you've used your full non-dash movement to like get to where you are.
Man, I would love to have hotboxed these people, but I wasted all my spell slots already, so... yeah, so I'm just gonna start blasting at the 2 guys at the door. They're gonna take 1 Eldritch Blast each.
All right, roll to hit.
So let's say left and right. Left guy is gonna take a 16.
Hang on.
16 to hit.
I'm sure that hits. I'm just marking down to quantify these guys for damage purposes. Sorry, a 16 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
16 does not hit. This Eldritch Blast sort of glances off of the armor that he's wearing. You hit him, but you don't like. It's sort of like ricochets off his armor.
I'm still going after the other guy.
Okay.
Does an 18 hit the other guy?
The 18 does hit the other guy.
Solid 5 points of force damage. As I'm kind of, I guess I'm floating up at the top of the room. Just
yeah. We were sort of
like
here's the roof, here's the sort of ledge where like the control panels or whatever are. You're just like boop, in the window there.
Outstanding.
So you just come down and like open up with both barrels of like Eldritch Blasts. The one guy that sort of like glances off of his shoulder, he rolls with it. The other guy had started to like kind of turn into you, so your Eldritch Blast hits him more center. And it like hits into his like chest plate, which dents in a little bit, and he's like thunked back against the wall behind him and staggers. But they are both still kind of like on their feet at this point.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I guess I'm out of other things. So.
Alrighty.
Am I in melee range with anybody?
No, not currently.
Okay.
But you're not more than like 10 feet from anybody in this room.
Okay. I wasn't sure like how high up, but
no. So like imagine
effectively standing on the table is more or less.
Yeah, basically like right, like here's the roof, here's the like. If you imagine that this is like the awning, right? They're in kind of like a little booth that like, they're in here and they're like can look out this way, and you've just come like right in here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Velza.
we've been spotted, so I'm just going to go to the rod I hit the button on with Mage Hand and rip it out of the wall. If I can.
You cast your Mage Hand.
No, I don't
and-
use Mage Hand. I go over and pull it
Oh,
myself.
why did I?
I said the one that I hit the button
Oh,
with
I
Mage
thought I heard Mage Hand in there. Okay, make a Strength check in that case.
Ooh, another natural 19, but let's see how strong I am. 19, I don't have any.
19.
resistance.
It's in there. So you like kind of pull, and then you have to like plant your hand against the cable, but you manage to like wrench it free. And it comes out. That is going to take your action.
Okay.
And you are now standing next to a man who is like, huh?
Can... Oh, that was my action, so I can't knock him out with it? Okay.
No,
I'm
unfortunately.
gonna keep it in my hands then, and I
Okay.
use whatever movement I have left to get to the one past Walter and Alar.
Okay, you can get most
Or
of the
actually,
way to that.
can I go? Actually, can I just go to the next one and pull that one out? Or get ready to pull that one out my next turn. Since we're now found.
Let's clarify here. So
I just want to get to the next one over.
you
I
are
don't wanna do it.
basically the next. So the next one over in one direction is where Walter and Alar are.
Mhm.
The next one over in the other direction is kind of where you guys started.
I'm gonna head towards them since we're already spotted.
So you're
And I
heading
don't
towards
know where
Walter and
Brahm is.
Alar.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know where Brahm is. So I'm just kind of sticking with we're all seen. I don't want to get in.
Okay, so
whatever
you can
Brahm-
basically you can use your now you're gonna this guy's gonna you like fly away. This guy like pulls out a sword and takes a sloppy swing at you on your way past. So he's gonna make an attack of opportunity. He only gets a 3, so I don't think that's gonna hit.
Nope.
So he like
No.
flashes at you. You just like yeet away from here with the immovable rod. And you can get probably about halfway to Alar.
Mhm.
Walter, you see, is like has descended like 60 feet and is now like in the opening of that control center. But Alar is still like at your height because he hasn't done anything else yet. And you move back over to him. That guy misses you with a, whatever. Okay, that is gonna bring us to Ozarius. Let me make another. Okay, that will bring us to Alar. Alar Vilza flies over to you. She has an immovable rod in her hand, and you see Walter is down below you, 60 feet, and is. You don't see what he's shooting at, but he basically dropped below the level of the roof of this thing and just like 2 hands out, and you just saw 2 like flares of energy as 2 eldritch blasts fired from his hands like into this space beneath the roof.
I am going to take off on a dash, trying to skim the rock, completely opposite of where we're going. And in so doing, I'd like to make a stealth drop of Scooter onto the rock so he can start making his hopefully quiet way toward another of the rods.
Yeah, you'd have to help me out here a little bit.
Okay, so where I am basically...
You're here, right?
Yeah.
This is where you guys started.
Yeah,
So you're heading...
basically... I'm going to zoom off in the opposite direction of... so where I am, I'm going to go to the opposite
This
side of
Okay.
and a little bit further south down. So straight down.
So, I mean, you're going to
He
have
wants to cross over the rock, or right?
Yeah,
over the rock.
basically, I'm going.
So you're going like this.
I'm doing I'm going radially. So going straight opposite the other way.
Okay. So you can get probably, here-ish without having, or you're dashing, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you actually, so you
you
can
still
dash to
bonus
here.
action dash?
Yes, I'm basically using my
Okay,
bonus
so
action
you're down
to
here
dash. And as I pass over the rock, I am attempting to drop Scooter stealthily onto it, so he can climb down and then start making his way via the net toward
So you're trying to
another
drop
of them.
Scooter here.
No, I'm trying to drop Scooter on the rock.
So you're underneath the rock.
Oh, I'm under the rock.
Yeah, so the rock
sticks up through
the
thing.
rock is
Okay.
almost like the ceiling of the space that you're in, and the rock is like 100 feet tall up. Like from way back when you guys came at this from like the outside, there's like
Okay, I
that
missed
circular building, and that rock is like a big weird jutting thing that comes out the top. So you're going basically like, you know, the rock is like this in the interior of the thing. You're flying like skimming across like that. But
Okay,
you can
in that
totally
case-
you can totally drop Scooter on the the chain here, like if that's what you're trying to do.
On second thought, I will use my bonus action to dash one past where Velza went. No, wait, she's she's going the other. So I'm going to continue to go. Wait. Damn it! Now I've lost the plot. So
you're here.
Where was Velza? She was one to the right.
Velza, this big old giant X is demarking that like the immovable rod has been disabled and fully removed from this one.
Okay.
This X, just, you know, I'll have to trust you not to metagame. This X has been disabled. It was disabled by Brahm, so theoretically you guys don't know that.
Okay.
We were making our way like counterclockwise.
You guys were going counterclockwise. Brahm has started going clockwise. He's
Okay,
disabled
then-
these two, but you guys haven't seen either of these happen.
Okay, then I will move. When I continue moving counterclockwise, I will dash 2 over as I pass over. I'm going to fly over the chain. As I pass over, I'm going to attempt to stealthily drop Scooter onto the chain closer. I'm trying to go 2 over
So
and
there's
drop
1,
Scooter
2,
on the 1. Yeah.
and you're dropping Scooter
and-
here? Or you're dropping
No,
Scooter
I'm dropping Scooter at 1 and I'm heading to 2.
here? Okay, so Scooter is here, Alar is here.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And my roll for Scooter. I love these dice. Thank you again, Brittany. That is a natural 20, so Scooter gets a 25 on his stealth.
Adam got the all 20s dice. I'll take one.
Oops, all
Uh,
20s.
I may have sacrificed something to some ancient being for them to roll well. Who knows?
So, Scooter has as good a stealth as I can possibly give him, and I am going to use my action to attempt to let me see. What can I do? There are 2 guys there, and they're both probably looking at me. Yeah. I will attempt to make the strength. Or yeah, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna try and attack them? I'm definitely going to at least try and get their attention. So I'm gonna pull out my hand crossbow. I'm gonna take a shot at one of them.
Okay,
Sorry.
so you fly. You start your turn directly above the chain that is like above the housing of the control mechanism where like Walter is down there now. You fly past one chain link, drop Scooter on the second one, and continue on to like the third on that counterclockwise motion. And as you are approaching, these 2 guys like are definitely clocking you coming in. You see, like, weapons drawn. One guy pulls out a longsword. The other guy weirdly pulls out a mandolin, like a little teeny guitar. Pulls this out, and they like clock you coming in. And as you are like making your approach, you're pulling out your crossbow, right? Okay. And you're taking a shot at one of them, I assume.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the guy with the instrument because I know he's a spellcaster, having traveled with a guy who does that sort of thing. I'm really glad I chose crossbow rather than spell, because he probably would have been able to. I should have stuck with the dice rather than the D&D Beyond app. So that's only 11.
No, an 11 will not do it.
Okay.
He actually like you fire. He goes like, huh! And he sort of like flips the mandolin around and holds it up in front of his face, and the crossbow bolt goes like into the back of the mandolin, which he then like flips back around and just sort of like snaps the arrow off and rights it back in position.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm going to be over the chain for whatever slight cover it gives me.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. With Alar done, that's gonna bring us to the Brotherhood. So, let's jump. We'll start with Alar since we ended there. The guy with the mandolin that you just shot an arrow at is going to bring his instrument up, and his fingers dance across the strings. He strums, and he is going to cast a spell in your direction, Alar. He is going to cast... He's going to upcast a sleep spell. He's going to cast a sleep spell at level 3.
Okay.
In your direction.
Alar is going to...
I assume I don't need... Do I need to... Are you resistant or immune to the sleep effect?
I cannot be put to sleep,
okay.
But I'm going to try and deceive him.
Okay, cool. Alright, then I'm not going to bother rolling the dice. He has not taken the time to assess, like, your race and stuff. He just, like, instinctively has done this. So he's going to try and cast a sleep spell. I'm not gonna roll the dice to see whatever, because, like, we know you can't be put to sleep. So, like, the spell goes off, and whatever effect it has, it would have, but, like, we know it doesn't work on you. But
I'm going to try and
you have seen
down
this spell. You've seen this spell enough times that I think it's fair to say that you definitely recognize it incoming. So go ahead and make me a performance check to try and like 14. Feign that you like sleep. 14. Okay. You do that, and you sort of like you just like close your eyes and drowse off and hang limp. You continue to fly because the thing keeping you aloft is not your own magic, it's Brahms. You just sort of like hover there. The individual that cast the spell at you kind of like squints. You actually probably don't really even see this, right? Because you've closed your eyes, pretending you're asleep. There's like a half second of silence, and then you hear, "Look at his ears. He's faking."
No. Your music was just that fucking terrible. And Alar opens his eyes back up.
The other guy... the guy, like, oh, he's... Look at his ears, he's faking. He sort of, like, whaps the other guy, and the other guy sheathes his sword and rounds a heavy crossbow and is going to take a shot at you.
Oh, boy.
I don't think that's going to do it. It's only a 9 to hit.
27 hit?
No. He fires the heavy crossbow. It's a 9, so I assume that's just going to fly wide.
That's a miss, yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, in Brahm, they don't know you're there.
Palace.
Velza, you are going to have not one but 2 sides of this. So the one directly above the station where Walter is currently down there, and the one that you had left, both of them are now looking at you, because Walter is way down below. Alar has pissed off, and Brahm is invisible. So you're kind of the only available target for these 2 groups. So 2 heavy crossbow shots are going to come your way. That is an 11.
No.
And a 16.
Yes.
Okay, with a 16. Max damage. 11 points of piercing damage to you.
Okay. All
Jason, you have got to mute your mic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
This is not Jason eats a granola bar ASMR version of D&D podcast.
Soon it'll be Jason chokes on his granola bar as he laughs.
So the first one crossbow bolt like whizzes past your head. The second one like hits you in the thigh painfully, and then the individual that is at the station that you like hook the immovable rod from pulls like reaches into a bag and pulls like a little like little like drummer boy drum.
Okay.
Pulls out. And the one where like Alar had just been a moment ago unslings a like a lute from his back. And they're both gonna cast spells in your direction.
Okay.
One of them, the one with the drum, basically like flips these drumsticks around like 2 times, and then just like rapidly strikes off this like percussive beat, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That's a 17.
17 is going to save, so you are going to take half damage on this, as he has cast Shatter. So like at the final like of this drum, the air like crackles around you, and it's almost like the sound of like shattering glass. You would have taken 14 points of whatever the hell type of damage Shatter does.
Okay.
Thunder
damage. You are instead going to take 7 points of thunder damage as this like drum beat crashes around you.
Not looking happy, but I'm still good. Kind of. Ow.
The other one on his lute plays a series of 3 chords. And it feels like he's just like boom, boom, boom. And he is also going to use the sleep spell.
It doesn't work.
Okay, so I don't need to bother rolling.
No.
So he rolls, and you're immune to that effect. So you're immune to being put to sleep with your elvish origin.
Yep.
And as he like casts this spell, he also like squints and looks, curses.
I'm not even gonna try Alar's trick. Nah.
Nah, bro. So that is the 2 of their turns. The only other Brotherhood. So, Walter, the guy in the robes in your like space here. He is going to like he like turns and looks at you as like you've like Eldritch Blast, and he is going to turn and like kind of like he sort of like looks, assesses the situation. He is going to just make sure he has the space to do this. He would know how this spell works better than I do.
Didn't ask how big the room was. I said I cast Fireball.
No, he's not doing that. So that's actually not going to do what he wants it to do, so I'm not going to use that. He is going to like turn in your direction, and he is going to cast a spell at you. He like turns to the book. There's like a big book on the like platform here, and there's like a smaller book next to it. He turns to that smaller book and like just a couple of pages. Puts his like finger on a line and like turns towards you and casts a spell. I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
How's a 20 sound?
20 sounds just splendid. He casts a spell. He makes a series of symbols with his hands. He cries out an incantation, and you like for a half a second everything kind of like turns like gray and monochrome and indistinct and fuzzy, and starts to like almost like fade to black, and then you like focus real hard on the spell book that he's got, like fixing your focus on a point that you can see, and you resist the effect of the spell. That is going to be that turn, and we're going to go now to top of the order. For those of you who are in range to see it, another 10 Ignean soldiers come through the portal, which for those of us keeping count at home brings us to a total of 70 soldiers that have entered the area here. The only person directly that this affects right now is going to be Walter, as the 5 guys in the room that aren't the sorcerer, the wizard, the spellcaster, are Ignean soldiers who rush you. 3 of them are going to attempt to grab you and drag you into the space with them. So I'm going to make 3 grapple attacks.
I gotta figure out the...
One of them rolled a 1, so he's screwed. One of them rolled a 13, and one of them rolled a natural 20. So at least one of them is definitely going to grapple you. And I imagine use the remainder of his movement to then haul you, floating through the air, haul you 10 feet backwards, or 10 feet, I guess, forwards, like under the roof into this space. The remaining 2 that are in here are both going to attack you. They're both going to make 2 attacks with longswords. That's a 3, so that's going to miss. But the other one is a 23. And the other one... Does a 12 hit?
No.
I assume a 19, though, does.
Yes.
Okay, so you are going to get hit twice with these longswords of these remaining guys. Dealing... 9 damage and 4 damage, respectively. Piercing damage from these longswords. Slashing damage, not piercing damage. So 9 and 3 slashing damage, respectively.
Okay.
So you basically, Walter, you have been, like, grabbed and, like, pulled into this semi-enclosed space. 2 guys kind of like didn't quite get you. 1 guy did and like pulled you in. And then 2 more just like swung at you with these swords. You're basically being like dogpiled.
Sure.
You get to roll a contested athletics or acrobatics check.
Versus being moved?
To grapple, attempting a grapple means rolling opposing
can you beat
checks.
Can you beat a 25?
No.
Sorry,
Okay,
yeah,
in that
I
case-
assumed that was impossible.
Yeah,
The guy that
okay.
rolled the nat 20, I
I-
figured he couldn't be.
I have a -1. No, so
Yeah.
he needs to make a special melee attack. The melee attack has to hit.
Which
Sorry, let me rephrase. Making a grapple check, which is a strength contested by mine.
Yep.
Once he's got you grappled, it's essentially like moving through difficult terrain. He can pull you half
My
his
speed
movement
becomes
speed.
my speed becomes 0.
Right,
He can move me half.
And to drag you, he moves half. So
Yeah.
so the other one guy definitely missed. One guy was like borderline, but one guy for sure got him. So
Yeah,
I just
okay.
used that guy, and then that guy pulled him in enough that the other two guys attacked him. So that's the situation you find yourself in.
How far did they pull me in?
About
Just
5 feet.
Like 5 feet.
5 feet, yeah, just like into the center of the room. So that's what those guys do. Let me make a check for Osrius. Okay. All right. So something happens.
oh boy.
None of you guys see this, but something happened.
Oh, I have a theory, but I'm
Actually, Walter, make a make a perception check at disadvantage.
Well, my +0 is gonna really come in handy here. All right. My lower of the two was a 2.
Okay, nah. You're too busy getting stabbed to notice anything going on.
This guy's pits
okay.
smell like feet, and I'm very concerned.
The initiative here is then going to bring us to Brum.
Okay. I guess I'll keep on going. Go over the next one.
Okay, make a stealth check with advantage.
Yeah. 19.
Okay, give me a second. You make
Oh,
the approach.
No, it's more than that.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Even with the 19, you make the approach
I only added
unseen.
2. Okay.
So you're deactivating the button here?
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty, you click another immovable rod past another pair of individuals who don't seem to notice you there. Walter and Velza. So Walter, you are currently grappled. You are being like surrounded by soldiers. Velza, you are up above. You have just been fired upon by several individuals from like either side of you at either of these what you know to be deactivated movable rod sections.
All right. I know what I want to do. If you need a second. Okay. So I'm going to utilize my Dark Shard Amulet. Because there's nothing I can do with my current set, but by the emergency powers vested in me, we are going to try to cast Sword Burst and ruin as many people's day as possible.
So just for viewers at home, clarify what you are doing with Dark Shard.
My
Amulet.
Dark Shard Amulet lets me make a DC 10 Arcana check. If I succeed, I can cast a spell from the Warlock spell slot.
That you do not currently know.
That I don't currently know. Correct. Yes.
So you like being dragged by the waist, like trying to shield yourself from incoming swords. You reach into the amulet around your neck. You grip it in your hand, and go ahead and make that spell save.
16.
Yes.
Everybody do the dinosaur. Everybody within 5 feet of me, which I imagine is everybody is probably within a 5-foot square of me.
Is everybody?
Has to make a DC 15 Dex save, or take 2d6 force damage. So
Okay.
it's not half save. It's save or suck.
Some people have failed, so go ahead and roll damage.
It's 2d6. It's only 5 points of damage. But it's something
Okay.
at this point.
The guy in the pajamas succeeds. The soldiers fail. So like the
They
guys
each
who
take
are currently like dogpiling you, you like grip this amulet and like sort of like pull it out, and for a second your vision like tunnel visions in, and your like your focus narrows, and the faces of these helmed Ignean soldiers sort of like fade into the peripheral, and your vision tunnels. You see past them, and you like stare into the ceiling, and you're like you see like a like the unevenness of the ceiling creates like a particular pattern, and your brain like rearranges it into a face almost, and for a moment you think you've like seen what kind of looks like the face of Moxum in the stone, but it kind of shifts a little bit, and you see the features are more they're softer, they're more feminine, and you could swear that you see these jet black, sort of morose eyes lock with yours, and a spell rises to the forefront of your mind. And immediately after this, you just release the magic, and a tornado of savage slicing sort of, it's not your usual like creepy green color. It's almost like a cerulean blue. These just like burst of like cutting blades of magical energy like slice through these guys, and they like stagger back as their armor is slashed, and like you see like gouts of blood come from the cuts made. I'm gonna make it not rules as written, but flavor wise ruling. The guy that is holding you is cut and like lets go of you in his surprise.
Cool. Is it? No, that's like what I want to do is like 6 checks in a way outside the rules, but like I kind of want to grab both of those books and like cool guys that look at explosions like out the window again. But I can always do that on my next turn.
You used your so you used your action to do this spell.
Sure.
You have your movement free technically now that you have been released, so you could leave, but you can't grab the book, because the grabbing the books I'll have you use an action for.
Sure. So I want to get back on top of where that desk is. I'm not leaving. I just want to get back on top of it and then like see what's going on with that.
Okay. So you sort of like kind of like
I
hover yourself back, maneuver. You're I imagine not doing this in a way that is going to invoke any opportunity attacks. Is the intention here?
I'll just like reverse Mission Impossible it and just like fly flat to the roof.
Yeah, you sort of like kind of maneuver yourself. It's it's kind of a clusterfuck in here right now, but like I'll say you can kind of get yourself righted and in position to like potentially flee / assess your situation without anybody stabbing you.
Yeah, I forgot I could fly. I just want to see like what's going on with the layout of this control scheme. Like, like what does that book look like? I assume the smaller book is probably the other person's spell book.
Okay.
Which I will steal at a moment's notice if I can. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out like what is like, is there something I can do right now to like either trigger the chains from this room or change the coordinates or something I can do in this room?
Okay. Maybe we'll just make an Arcana check.
That's a 12.
Okay. We will resolve that on your next turn.
That's fine.
Velza, what you got?
I am going to the two guys, the two that pulled out instruments. Were they standing next to each other, or were they in separate
I mean,
groups?
The two guys that pulled out instruments, yes, there's
Yeah,
one of
they're
them,
next-
one apiece on
one in
like,
each
either platform.
Okay, so the one who cast Shatter at me and is the other guard that was with him that I assume shot at me or did whatever. Are they within 5 feet of each other?
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Acid Splash on both of them, and it's a
Cool.
Dexterity 14 check. And I think it's a save or suck situation.
The flat rolls are a 19 and a 16, and I don't think either
Dang
of them
it.
have negatives to their decks, so they're both
Okay.
going to succeed.
So that does nothing then.
Okay, so
And,
you
yeah.
wind up and just throw this magically conjured of acid, but they both dive out of the way.
Then I'm going to. So from what I can see, how many rods do I know we've undone? I don't know where Braum is, but
You know
How
that
many
you have disabled and removed. Let's make this easier. You know that you have disabled and fully removed this one.
yeah, that one. Yep.
You know that you have disabled this one.
Mhm.
And you probably can see that you have disabled. Actually, that's it, huh? So as far as you guys know, you have disabled this one.
Mhm.
You have disabled and removed this one.
Okay.
So in actuality, you've actually disabled these three as well.
So there's 5 undone,
But
but I don't
you,
know
but
about
you guys
those.
don't know it.
Okay. Seeing that all of this is kind of going sideways, I'm gonna keep moving the way I have been moving, as far as
You
I
have
can
been
get.
going counterclockwise.
Mhm.
So as far as you can get from where you are without dashing is probably... So you're here? You can probably get to this one without having to dash.
And that one is still active.
That one is still active. This one has Scooter on it, but he's
Right.
very stealthy right now. You
Yeah, I'll go
probably
to
don't.
that next one.
Okay.
I know I can't do anything on this turn since I just tried Acid Splash, but I'm gonna get over there for my next turn.
Fair enough. Okay. Cool. That is gonna bring us to make another roll. Okay. Cool. Something will happen next round. Alar, that's gonna bring us to you.
Keeping the mental count in my head of how much time has passed, and I'm hoping that Braum has been able to do what he does. See. Yeah. Alar's going to look down, utter a very loud curse in Elvish, and he's going to yell, "Fall back!" And he's going to fly up back to where the new station master's unconscious form was left. Because he is hoping that enough rods have been disabled.
Okay.
And now the important question is, how the hell do we drop the rock? Meanwhile, Scooter is going to roll a 19 stealth to move along the chain as rapidly as he can. Let me see how fast a weasel moves.
I mean, as long as he's got a minimum of 30 feet, he's fine.
Yes.
Okay. Your 19 stealth check is competing against a 1 and a 5, so Scooter's fine. The guys there are like
there?
looking at. Yeah, oh yeah, he's able to get there as the two guys are like at the edge of the thing. One guy is like leveling a crossbow as Velza has like moved into position on like the next one over. and the other guy is like preparing he's preparing like a hand harp. They're looking at her, and they're not looking at the chain on their own station, which Scooter is able to reach the rod.
Okay. Crawls out a little bit. Boops the snoot.
Doink, boops the snoot.
And
disabled.
through the connection of a familiar, I sense Weasley satisfaction. And,
Yes.
Gross.
And I smile as I land down beside the unconscious form of the station master. And
Well, he's up in his like office.
I thought we dragged him out.
Oh, did you?
Well,
we
Am I
tied
forgetting
him
that?
up. We said we were to tie him up and bring him with us, but we don't actually. I don't think we verbalized we were bringing him with him. But I know we said to tie him up.
I mean, if you want him like tied up on the catwalk, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But like, my assumption was that he was like tied up in his office.
Yeah, he's. I thought we had brought him out, and Alar is going to use his action to slap him to try and wake him up.
Okay. I'm gonna make him make a Constitution saving throw. So he sort of like is smacked into consciousness a little bit. Okay. Let me consider here as we approach the Brotherhood of Artanis' turn. These guys don't know anything has happened. Nothing actually happened to these guys' thing. Nothing has happened to these guys' thing. These guys don't know anything happened. These guys don't have rods. It doesn't matter. Okay. So the Brotherhood of Artanis is going to again, Velza, two chains worth of guys are going to attack you. So 2 crossbow bolts come your way. So that on the dice, a 13 and a 14 means against your armor class. That is a
My armor class is 13, and so
16 and a 17. So you're gonna hit with 2 bolts, dealing a total of. So for one of them, 6 points. For the other, 8 points.
Oh, okay. I'm not looking great at all.
So 2 bolts strike into you. And the follow-up spells from 2 of them, from the 2 guys with instruments. One of them is going to cast. He looks at you. This guy with a like a lute here, and he like kind of strums a couple of chords. And he goes, "You're in way over your head." And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Is it a charm effect?
Yeah, is it charm?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, sorry.
No.
Half elven player, so always.
Yeah, I'm an elf, so yeah, I have advantage against charm.
I don't
effects,
believe
but-
so. No, it is not. It's not a charm effect.
I rolled 18 plus a wisdom saving throw.
It's
Plus
a wisdom
4.
saving. Okay, all right, you're fine.
Okay.
He makes fun of you, but it's not so vicious a burn that it causes you literal physical harm.
Okay, I just flip him off.
The other one is going to use. They know that you're an elf now, so he's not going to mess around with that again. I think
Hoping
he's.
they were dumb.
I think he's probably going to. He's going to cast a spell as well. So he. What instrument did I give him? I'm trying to keep track of all the instruments I'm giving these guys.
Drum, I think. Is it the same guy?
You've moved away from the drum guy.
I moved from them. Yeah.
We'll say this guy has a. He's got a very small. It's on like a string around his neck. He's got like a little xylophone. He like. Ding ding ding. He casts a spell. But the effect, though the sound is much stupider, the effect of the spell is quite the same as the drum. He's gonna try and shatter you.
Okay.
So make a Constitution saving throw.
16.
16 is just enough to save, I believe.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, that's more than enough to save. 16 is the other guy's save. So you're good. You're gonna take half damage. Right.
That doesn't help much when I'm very low, but sure, let's see how this goes.
Half as much, yeah. You're gonna take. One of those was a D10. Hang on, I know my dice shapes. You said I didn't.
Use the tiny pyramid ones.
I'm looking for the. No, a D8 is the. It's not the. Well.
No, it's the pyramid.
Two
He's
pyramids
right.
together. The pyramid is the D4. The D8.
I know. I'm just...
You're
Roll
gonna
low,
take
push
9
level.
points of damage.
Vels is out.
Ooh.
Oh god.
Velza falls unconscious.
Oh boy.
Not.
Am I still flying? Am I
You are still.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, you still float because you're not maintaining concentration on your own
Okay.
spell.
out.
However, you fall unconscious, not in line of sight of anybody else in the party. Walter is down below inside. Brahm is on the opposite side of the rock from you. Alar is now like on the catwalk a quarter of the way around. The rock is obscuring you. So nobody actually sees this happen.
Is Scooter in line of sight?
Yes.
Scooter
Scooter
see
is
me
in
and
line of sight. Scooter is in line of sight.
I will make
Scooter
a
sees this
very
happen.
important perception check. And +3, so that's a 16.
Scooter sees the this spell effect of an arcane wave of energy smashes into Velza, and she slumps ragdoll limp, just floating in the air as Brahm's fly spell keeps her aloft. Scooter sees Velza go unconscious.
ALR is going to mutter a very quiet curse in Draconic, and get Velza!
Brahm, you can definitely hear this. You have no idea where Velza is. And let's see, we're on the Brotherhood's turn, right? Yes. They're the only ones that are going to do anything. That's going to bring us to the Ignean soldiers. So, Walter, you are still in range of 5 Ignean soldiers. And 10 more come through the portal, by the way.
yeah, of course. Why would I expect anything less?
But that's irrelevant to your current situation, which is that 5 guys are, well, we're going to do this the same way again. We're going to have 3 of them are going to try to grab hold of you. A 9, a 12, and an 18.
So I have to do contested strength checks with everybody.
Or a dex check. You can make an acrobatics
Ah.
check.
I can make an acrobatics check. I'm gonna do that because I don't want to use -1. All right.
Okay.
So I have to do 3 of these.
18, 12, 9. So 18 is the number to beat.
So I got a 20, a 15, and a 7.
Hell yeah. So you just wiggle out of the way. It's tight quarters in here, and there's a lot of guys in here, and they're jostling against each other. And you're flying, so you're tumbling through the air.
I imagine it looks like I'm body surfing.
With that
Just like
20,
this is the first
I
concert.
like that the 20 is better than the 18, which is the best that those guys rolled. So you managed not to get yourself nabbed by anybody, as you are still free of a grapple. The remaining 2, however, are still going to attack you with their short swords, 2 apiece. Oh,
I like
boy.
to think one of the incoming Ignian soldiers just pulls out a lighter, and then another one goes, "What are you doing?"
It's a 7 and a 13. Is a 13 going to do it?
If 13's the best they got, no.
No,
my
that
AC is
was
14.
that's the first guy. So your AC is 14. Okay. The first guy got a 7 and a 13. Second guy gets a 12 and a 16.
I will have nightmares, but I think it's worth it. You know what? No, I'm gonna go ahead and let that hit.
Okay.
I can tell these are Invarians. They're not like not the Brotherhood necessarily. And I've been stabbed already once by them, so it doesn't seem like they have poison and nonsense. So
No, they do not appear to have poison. You are going to take.
I only took one of. I only took one of those last 2 hits.
You're taking one
Sorry.
hit.
Yeah.
Out of a total of 4 attacks, you're taking 1 hit.
Yes.
You are going to take 12 points of slashing damage.
Oh, maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I should have used shield. Well, the last one didn't do any damage, so I was like, like 9 and a 4, I think. So it was like
Yeah, they didn't roll. They didn't roll great. They've also begun to now that they've kind of got you in here, they've begun to two-hand their long swords instead of one-handing them.
That makes sense. That tracks.
So you're gonna you take that damage as these Invariants slash down into you, as the rest of them are there's just hands sort of hitting you and trying to find purchase on your armor or your equipment to hold you down as they try to grab onto you. That is the Ignian soldier's turn, which is going to bring us to the spellcaster that is in here with you, Walter, and he is going to cast. Magic missile.
I'm gonna cast shield.
Use your action for shield. Okay.
I'm gonna use
this
shield.
Is with your tattoo, yeah. Your mark.
Yup.
Okay.
I imagine it's a little more reactive than I am.
So this spellcaster brings his hands around and casts in your direction, and out of his right hand, out of the pointer, middle, and ring finger, 3 bolts come shrieking towards you, and before you almost even have time to process it, you feel a searing pain across the space on your flesh where that mark has appeared since your interaction with
Moxum.
Nope, it's not Moxum. It's Maka. Yes, I was trying to remember which sister it was. Maka burns, and a semi-translucent barrier surrounds your body, and the magic missiles shatter off of it. That is going to bring us to Brom.
Okay.
So you have disabled 3 of these at this point. Alar has just yelled your name, Brom.
Do I have even the remotest idea of what direction Velza was in?
You saw Velza go the opposite way around the rock that you did.
So it's probably going to take me quite a long time to get over there, right?
I mean, you can go across
True,
space.
But how big?
It's only 90 feet across, so you can get most of the way. You can get within probably 30 feet. If you just go straight across from where you are, you could probably get within 30 feet of her.
I will do that and see what I see from there.
Okay. So you are gonna head this way. So let me give you guys a refresher. This is getting messy, so it's probably gonna be hard for you guys to see. I'm kind of keeping track of all these things here. The important part for right now, Velza is here, unconscious. Brom came from here, beelined across with his 60 feet of movement, and is now here. So you can see the unconscious Velza floating in that space there.
Do I see like the dudes?
Yeah, the guys on like the platforms of the chains, like on either side of her, just like as she was the only target, just essentially just like blasted her.
Okay. There's not much I can do without. I mean, I can't do anything without losing my invisibility, and I can't do much without dropping the.
Concentration on the fly.
I would have also heard him yell that, right?
Probably.
And I would have known that she was relatively close to me last I had checked.
Ish, yeah.
I mean, for the record, I'm pretty sure you guys have gotten the vibe that Velza is all about let's stop this. And I still have death saves to roll.
Is Cure
we'll see.
Wounds a concentration?
No.
It's a touch spell. You have to be physically present.
You cannot
have
get
heal-
to her without dashing.
If you have healing word, that would be the go.
Yeah, you need a ranged heal to be able to bring her up now.
I will yeah, then I don't think I have any potions. I will dash.
I thought you had one.
It's not. I don't think it's in my character sheet.
Okay.
I have a potion of water breathing.
Give her a
No.
potion of water breathing.
No.
Well, administering a potion is an action anyway, right?
Yeah. So either way, but
No,
that wouldn't make.
our personal homebrew rule. Oh no, you're right. Personal
Yes,
homebrew rules.
but-
Taking a potion is a bonus action. Administering is an action.
If I had a potion, it would have meant that I wouldn't have to cast the spell, and I would still be invisible.
Well,
But I do not have
true.
a potion.
But you can
It's
also
not on my character sheet.
you can also at least get to her at this point. I think we've done the best that we can do. It's now time to
Find the mechanism to drop it.
uh-huh.
Yeah. So that's all I'm gonna do for now. You know what? Well, no, I guess casting Bardic Inspiration is also a spell that'll drop my.
I actually
I
don't think it
believe
is.
That counts.
I think
Well,
you can. I
then-
think you can Bardic Inspire. We'll look that up later, but I think for now, because it's not.
Who wants?
It's not
who
a spell
wants-
or whatever. Like Bardic Inspiration.
Someone
can be
could
cast.
probably use an inspiration on a death save. I
mean,
think.
I will say the only person that you can physically see right now is Velza.
Isn't Alar near me?
No, I'm
No,
up
he-
on the
Do
top
I need to
level.
be able
I'm
to see them
pissed
for
off
Bardic
away.
Inspiration?
I think they
Yeah,
have
would
to
I
be
be able to
hear you.
receive Bardic Inspiration
yeah.
since I'm out?
I don't think you can use Bardic Inspiration on
Yeah.
death save.
of
Okay,
course
mean-
then I'm
not.
not going to do anything.
You cannot see Walter. You
Hmm.
cannot see Alar. You
Because if
cannot
I
see
just
Alphonse.
start shouting things,
You're gonna
it's
become
gonna defeat the
visible.
purpose
Yeah.
anyway.
I mean, just being near me is good enough for now, in case something really goes wrong. But
Right.
I'm
Okay.
good. I don't want you to
Um,
go on.
all
It's
right.
actually, well, no, I guess casting Blade Ward also would drop my.
Yes, it
Yeah,
would.
It would.
that's not. Yeah.
Alright, we'll save that if I need it.
Okay. Walter and Velza. So Velza, roll
You
a
get
death
turn to
save.
get
You
that
do
saved.
not just mark it down. Don't tell us what it is out loud. Walter, go ahead.
All right. What are the effects of my 12 or 13 Arcana for, or was it 14? Let me check. When I was-
You can tell the book, the big book.
Yeah.
The little book, definitely that guy's spell book. The big book, it's like a massive, from what you can see from the pages that are open, it's a massive list that is like, it's basically like the name of like a location, and then it's like the like latitude and longitude coordinates, or the the arcane like teleportation coordinates of those locations. Is like the next bit. That's what the big book is. So it's basically like the big book is like the key that someone's like, okay, time to open a teleport to this place. Here's the coordinates. I do whatever to adjust the runes to line up with that. That's what the books are. You are not sure with that arcana what the mode of rotating the like the whatchamacallem, the like
Yeah,
silk things are.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably like the extent of your information from that check.
Is there a big red button that says "Do not press unless an armed
there
invasion happening"?
there does not appear to be a big red button that says like in case of need to drop ginormous fuck off rock, break glass. You don't see that in this space.
All right. Without telling me what anything does, can you describe what it looks like so I can get a mental picture, or doodle it if you have the time?
What looks
Because
like?
there's something I want to do, the control mechanism. There's something I want to do, but I don't know if it makes any sense. So I'll tell you what I want to do.
Well, here, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this to like hybridize the mechanical versus the narrative versions of this. The big old book is the like instructions for turning the thing the way it needs to be turned to go where you want it to go.
Sure.
The like crystalline structures that are like set in the like control panel provide the like magical energy to do this. So essentially it is like this is if you are like a spellcaster capable of doing the spelling, you're not needing to like burn your own spell slots. They are provided by this like mechanism. So if you like know / can figure out the spell to like send the proper input into this mechanism, you can turn the dial free of your own spell slot availability.
Okay.
To, something in this book, or, theoretically, if you have memorized your, a set of coordinates that into, putting it into this structure, essentially.
Okay, so I can't like just kick the wheel and call it a
No, this is not a just like Price is Right, spin the big old wheel and whatever like location it lands on. You need to know the like particular spell to input into this system to turn the dial, like to then like trigger the dials to turn to go to a particular location. You would input the the magic to activate the turning of the dials and the location that the portal opens to, but the like the turning of the dials or whatever, the kickoff of that is a specific like spell that you would need to know or be able to to do.
Do those crystals seem removable?
No.
Okay. Can I grab both books and flee?
You can try. You're gonna eat a lot of. I'll let you grab both of them, but you're gonna eat a massive amount of attacks of opportunity.
Do it.
I believe your shield is still active till the end of this turn, right?
It is until.
Or is it the beginning of your next turn?
It's the beginning. Man, if only I had the spell up. There's so many spells. Start of my next turn.
Okay, so your shield does drop. You're attempting to grab the spell books and run.
I'm grabbing both of those books, and I am fleeing out the window.
Make a. No, you're gonna take enough of that opportunity attacks that I'm not worried. You can grab the books. The opportunity of attack would probably more than enough to undo you if that is what the dice decide. You are going to take. Come on now. Extra d20s for this. 6 attack of opportunities.
Hold on. There's something I can do that doesn't involve that.
Okay.
You said the front, so like the way this is it's like there's a wall and there's like the opening that faces out, right?
Imagine it.
So like it's like an over. So I have gust. I can launch these out the front window with gust instead. Actually, no. Never mind. Continue what you're doing. I want to grab the books and flee. I want to take these books more than anything else. I want to take these books. And if I make it, I make it.
Okay. This is the space that you're in, right?
You need to go
So
a
this
little bit
this
that away.
this internal square here is the floor here. All around here is like half wall essentially, is console type stuff. This is the roof of this space. This is the door into the interior, and then like all of this out here is like the circular space.
Alright, yeah, I'm grabbing those books. I'm grabbing those books and I'm fleeing.
Okay. Let's see. So let's see. 3, a 10, an 8, an 18. That was 4.
So, 1 hit.
A 13.
Nope.
And a 5.
Nope.
Oh, man. 1 hit out of 6. Okay. They are two-handing that longsword at this point.
As they should.
As they should. Which means they're going to do a total of... 10 points of slashing damage.
Take it. 10 points.
Okay. You will yourself through the use of this magic. You will yourself forward. You just like grab willy-nilly. You just like grab a handful of pages and like yoink these books on your way past. The spines bend backwards. A librarian somewhere is cursing you for your 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 improper handling of the books, but you drag them with you and you use your movement, evading swords on your way past. You pull these 2 books out of this space.
So there's one more thing I can do because I have a bonus action.
Hmm?
As I leave the window, can I see Velza?
Yeah.
She within 60 feet of me.
Probably just within 60 feet of you.
My verbal component is let's get out of here, and I'll cast Healing Word on her as I leave.
Hell yes.
I've burned all my spells. I can't do anything in the cantrips.
Roll them healing.
Well,
them healing points.
It's 4 points. It's the least I can do.
Okay.
Doesn't
Doesn't matter, Velza. I don't know what your save was, but you come back to consciousness. You are alive with 4 hit points.
And I'm gonna use the rest of my my movement to get as close to where I needs to be as possible and try to like keep the books a little more contained.
Find a shady spot, man. That's my
hide.
only suggestion.
I'll go up. Oh no, no, I wanna go towards where we're supposed to be because if I stop flying, I don't want to drop 60 feet.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Can I want to stand on one of. I want to. Sorry. Without like a map to say like I want to go here, it's kind of hard. But like I would try to find somewhere that's like a reasonable foothold that doesn't have 2 angry Brotherhood members on it.
Without
Anywhere, like,
since you're
along
using
the
your
walls.
basic movement, the only thing that you could theoretically like land on or alight on is the roof of the like structure that you just exited.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely.
I'll do that. I'll do that first.
Okay, cool.
And I will lay prone.
Okay. He's just flop prone. Cool.
Yeah, because I don't want to get shot at.
All right. Well,
Which-
unfortunately, actually, not unfortunately. Sorry. Osrius is gonna take a turn. Yay. Walter, make a perception check.
Can I use my passive? No.
Sure.
No, let me do it. Can I use my passive? I got a nat 1. Yeah, I rolled a natural 1 for my perception check.
Yeah, because this is ridiculous if we don't use the passive. Use the
Passive is 10, which is not great, but
you burst out of here, a flurry of like swords and slashes following you. You have these two books in your hand. You kind of like look up, you clutch these books to your chest, you cast a hand out and fling the last scrap of magic you have on your person. You just fling it in the direction of Velza as you see her like eyes open, just in time for you to sort of like tumble backwards and like flop exhausted spread eagle on the roof of this structure that you just fled. And a moment later, you hear the door on the back of that like room that you were just in, that you're laying on the roof of, literally rip off of its hinges. You just hear like as it like shatters back. And I do need to make.
Oh, it's a good thing. It's such a shame they all used their reaction already on me.
You just hear a moment later, you hear like the horrid screech of a door being ripped from the hinges and slammed into like a wall behind. And then you hear, "This seems useless. Never mind." And then you hear like footfalls as Austrius just continues to run away from there. Seeing like 6 dudes and a guy in pajamas and none of his friends in like a room that he opened a door to, Austrius just continues on his way like the interior of this space.
He's just going down, ripping doors off. He just.
Alar, that brings us to you.
I hope he finds the bathroom.
The station, the acting station master has like been smacked awake by you. You see Velza like kind of wake up from where you are a little bit. You see Walter is laying like prone on the roof of this space. And you know that Scooter has disabled another button thing.
Okay. I'm going to look the acting station master dead in the eye. Hero or dead man? What do you want to be today?
Make a intimidation check.
Was leaning on the 20 all the way to the end. That's a 2.
He says, he kind of like looks, you can see he kind of like quickly like looks past you, surveys sort of the situation.
No, Alar's like keeping him, facing.
He probably like is able to get enough of
Okay.
a, he probably can't see a ton of what's going on, but like he gets enough, of an eye. And he looks at you and like the color just sort of like drains from his face. And he says, "My boy, I am a dead man, no matter what I do now."
You can be a hero. You can be a hero to all of Mithland Day and the entire world.
So he just shakes his head and he says, "No, I cannot." So we'll say that's your action to do that.
Okay.
You have not successfully like persuaded him or intimidated him into giving you any useful intel. Anything else you want to do with your bonus action or your movement?
No, I don't have anything that would attempt to persuade him or do anything further. I am going to mentally direct Scooter to move back along the chain and head for make his way toward another rod if possible. Might as well keep him going while he's not noticed. And stealth 17.
So you're just like Oh, that's for
Yeah,
Scooter.
Scooter is. Yeah. ALR is just going to continue holding on to the guy and hope that next round everybody jumps up here, and people who are more persuasive than he is might be able to save the day.
Okay. As it were, Scooter scampers up and begins to move across the chain to kind of like head to the net that holds the rock, and then like be able to move across to the other one of the other ones. I'm presuming that like as a weasel, Scooter is capable of like clambering kind of semi upside down.
They are
no problem.
They are great at climbing.
Unfortunately, one of the two on the platform that Scooter is leaving sees him do this.
Okay.
Looks actually, Velza, make a perception check.
Okay. See.
I should have just dismissed him. Yeah, well.
14.
Okay. Yeah, nothing happens.
Okay.
Or nothing that anybody notices or can see from where you are. That is going to bring us to the Brotherhood. Velza. You're getting another 2 crossbow shots taken at you.
Jeez. I'm up, I'm out, I'm up, I'm down. It's fine.
Were you able to move on your turn?
I did a
She
death
was
save,
unconscious.
and then,
She was unconscious
and then
on
you
her
woke
turn.
me up.
That's at the beginning of her turn, and then I woke her up on her turn because we
We
share
went at the same
initiative.
time.
So she should have technically been up because
The first time we have encountered the issue here of me having you guys act at the same time on the same. You have the same initiative.
we have the same
Mhm.
initiative.
And
yes.
she acted first and made her death save.
Hmm.
Coin flip? I don't know.
No, I think what I need to rule here is that like to save time in initiative with like big groups, I've made the change that like if you share an initiative, you can go together.
Mhm.
But like Velza did her thing, made her roll, and then Walter went. Like within that
Okay.
context, like Velza already made her
Okay,
death
wait.
save that round.
Okay.
However, does a 9 or a 10 hit your armor class?
Nope.
2 crossbow bolts whiz past your head as you regain consciousness.
That's a good way to wake up. Okay.
Followed immediately by...
Jeez.
I am going to have you make... back to back, I'm going to have you make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
And then I'm going to have you make a charisma saving throw.
Okay, both of those are good for me. Wisdom of 18
Okay?
and charisma of 19.
Okay. You, like,
Plus 1, plus 6.
simultaneously...
They help.
You from one side you hear a voice like echo up to you that says, "You're never going to survive. You've already been out once. You can't possibly be hanging on by more than a..." Well, like out of the other ear you hear, "All of this violence for what? Just come down here and let's talk about this like reasonable people." And like
just
one half your mind is pulled towards like, give up, it's fatal, just better to just die than to see what is in store for me. And the other hand of like, oh, it's gonna be fine, like, oh, this is like my bro down here. And those two, like, conflicting spells, like, mash against your psyche, and you manage to, like, some sliver of your mind is like, those two things don't make any goddamn sense at the same time, and you shake off both spells. as these two bards try to influence your mind, and neither spell manages to take effect on you.
For flavor and for fun at this point, I'm just gonna say, you guys think you're the only voices in my head, and
Okay.
I wait for my turn then.
Very good. Okay, that brings us to the top of the order. Another 10 soldiers come through the portal, to a total of 90 individuals, if for those of us keeping track that have come through. I don't think any other Ignians are in a position to do anything right now. No. Not really. However, the first, group, about 50 individuals, as one who is, wearing, more ornate armor, barks command, and about 50 individuals, including the person who barked a command, set off and use their dash action. They sprint out of the space and out into the city, leaving the transit station. Leaving 40 behind here. With you guys. That is going to bring us to a guy who has lost both his own spellbook and the one for the transit station. Who is going to do nothing because he doesn't have his spellbook anymore.
Hey, yoink, get away!
He can't do anything.
Crying is a free action.
He cries. Wait, if his average crying and pooping your pants is a free action, I will leave it to your imagination as a viewer at home as to which one he does. There's one of the two of them. I will not elaborate. But in terms
upsetting
of
amount of blubbering down there.
offensive things that happen to the party, nothing of note. As he doesn't have his spellbook anymore. He can't do anything. Brahm, that's going to bring us to you. You are invisible. You see Velza has regained consciousness. Walter is has a number of sword wounds on his body and is just laying flat on the roof of the building below you. Alar, shortly before this, just streaked past behind you and went to the other side of the chamber here. And you probably also heard the door kick of Osrius entering the area below you, but you can't see anything that's going on down there.
Okay. I'm gonna do several things. The first thing is, Velza is gonna hear, out of thin air, fairly close to her, "Hey, don't freak out."
Okay.
And then in one motion, I'm gonna put my hand on Velza's shoulder and cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level, burning my last 3rd level spell slot.
Okay.
So you get 14 hit points back, and as Brahm boop, back into visibility, he's got one hand on Velza and one hand flipping the bird at the other dudes. What's up? What's up, numbnuts?
Run. Or fly.
Alrighty.
Fly, you fools.
Walter and Velza. Let's do Velza first, since Walter's gone first. The handful of other times we've come around here.
Okay.
Walter and Velza. What are you doing? Brahm appears. His hand is on your shoulder. A bunch of very confused dudes are like, "Well, there's two of them."
Just for the record, I've heard two guys talking to me. I'm already crazy, and now there's Brahm
Yeah,
saying, "Hey, don't freak out."
you're having a
And
weird
suddenly
day.
I'm having
to
a
say
very
the
weird
least.
day, just for the record.
But you do feel better.
I do feel better. I laugh, kind of high pitched and weird because of the weird day I'm having, and then I fly to the level where we the same level. I'm not going where the station master and Alar are. I'm gonna fly to that same platform level
Okay,
and land
gotcha.
to get out of sight.
I probably should have moved.
Out of easy sight for
Yeah,
any
that's
of them
why I
to
said
take a shot at me.
Run.
But can I still see any of them from where I'm standing?
Yeah, you can like look down and see
Um,
the two like directly below you.
which one was one of them? The one who did the shatter that took me down?
A number of people have shattered you at this point.
Yeah, I can't keep track of who did it now. I assume it's one of them because they were the ones facing me in this new position.
Yeah, we'll say the one directly below you is the one who cast the shatter.
I'm then, out of anger and spite, I'm going to firebolt him.
Okay.
So that's a 19 to hit.
It definitely hits.
Okay, and I need this. I need this. I have since found my D10s, for the record. That's. I can't. Why can't I do math? I'm sorry, guys. That's 12 points of damage to him.
Okay.
Yeah, 12 points.
You just like point down over the edge and just like
Yeah, like I'm not really like leaning my head out. I'm like, I know
fire,
where
and a firebolt goes down, and you just hear sort of this like scream. You don't hear like a body hit the floor or anything like that, but you definitely know you made contact. Alrighty. Walter, what are you doing?
I'm gonna stash the spellbook.
Sure.
I assume is a spellbook. Put that in my bag.
Yep,
I'm
easy enough.
going to. I'm gonna look at the book, and does it just like say like transit instruction manual at this point?
It's just coordinates, just arcane
Okay,
coordinates.
it's just a whole book of coordinates. There's no like.
Yup.
There's no like emergency stop.
Not that you can see. No.
Alright, that's going in my bag, and I'm going to fly straight up and get to, I guess, the same platform I saw Velza wander off to.
Yep.
And if I don't need a dash for that,
You don't.
I am going to Eldritch Blast twice the nearest person I can see. I don't care who it is.
Sure.
That's not Velza or Brom.
We'll say you can Eldritch Blast the dude that just got firebolted.
All right, fine. I saw Firebolt.
He's been highlighted. Yeah, he's highlighted by the fact that
Yeah.
fire just hit him.
Sounds great. You know what? Actually,
Roll to hit.
you know what? No, I'm actually gonna chill touch him.
Oh shit! Rolled hit once.
How's a 24 to hit sound?
Sounds like it hits.
He takes 10 points of necrotic damage, and he cannot gain hit points. He cannot regain hit points until the start of my next turn.
Alrighty. So that necrotic hand just like comes down and then just slaps him in the face real hard.
Nice little lich slap. Just,
He is smacked. He is chill touched. He's still on his feet, but he's looking pretty damaged. About half damaged, if you will. Okay. Osrius, let me make a roll. Oh, my poor sweet summer child. Okay. That happens.
he's doing his best.
Alar, that's going to bring us to you.
Much better. Look, you can be the guy who stops the invasion of the Ignean Empire into Mithlinde. Just tell me how to drop the chain. Please. That's an 18 persuasion.
He looks at you and he says, I am complicit in this. If Mithlinde repels this invasion,
You're the guy who stopped it. You're the guy who turned tail and destroyed and ruined the plot of that parliament member.
he says, you will speak on my behalf.
You have my word.
He closes his eyes. He says, "A quarter of the way around the building above, counterclockwise to my office, directly above where the coordinate panel is manipulated. That is where the emergency drop is. It is guarded. It is guarded. But it is there."
Alright. Alar is going to zoom off in that direction.
Okay. You begin flying.
And
Is that where Velza and Walter are standing?
It
We're
is.
below it.
You're
Like, near
below
it.
it. You are below. You are near it, but below it. It is like
we'll
up
see
above
Alar
you,
going
and then
that
like
way.
somewhere in that building.
Sure.
Alar
and
begins flying in your guys' direction.
yeah. Scooter's just gonna pop out of existence.
Okay. Alrighty, then that's gonna bring us to the Brotherhood of Artanis. One crossbow bolt coming towards Walter. One is coming towards Velza. That is an 18 against Velza. And a 14 against Walter.
18 definitely hits.
14 hits.
Okay.
Beats it.
We're just two warlocks standing on a platform.
Oh, jeez.
We just
Velza.
wanted a 30-minute nap.
I just need a nap.
Velza, you are going to take 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Walter, you are going to take 3 points of piercing damage.
I thought you said 30, which may or may not be. I almost put in 30.
3.
Which
3.
may or may not have been how much I have left. Scale of 1 to 65. I'm looking like a solid 27 right now.
Incoming, in addition to those crossbow bolts, you are going to catch 2 more shatter spells. So I'm going to need a pair of Constitution saving throws from each of you.
Ouch. That's a 9.
2 of them. So a 9 and what else?
Oh, that's a dex. Hold on.
So-
A 9 and an 8.
Well, I went the other way. I got a 21 and a 20 total.
Okay, so Velta, you're going to succeed and take half damage on both of these. Walter, you're going to take full damage.
Still
on both
not
of these.
great, depending on what they roll, but sure.
So for the first one, Velza, you are going to take 4 points of damage. Walter, you're going to take 8 points of damage. On the second one, Walter,
Take 10.
Walter, you're going to take 14 points of damage. And Velza, you're going to take 7 points of damage.
I'm out again.
Oh!
It's always
Elsa
the
is
exact
knocked-
number. It is
knocked
always the
unconscious
exact
again.
number.
Okay, with that, we return to the top of the order. The even 100th, and with the next 10 that come through, the even 100th Ignean soldier have entered Niveria. Velza is unconscious. Walter next to her, bleeding profusely from his wounds. Brahm, you are about 30 feet from them, kind of like watching this happen. Visible again. Alar is hurtling in that direction with all available speed. You guys have disabled seven of the chains holding the boulder above here, and have discovered the mechanism, or at least where the mechanism is that drops the rock. Osirius is somewhere in the bowels of the Mythlindian chamber. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Ah, why? Well, okay.
So let's shut this bad boy off. So, before we bid you all adieu at home, wish you guys a happy New Year, as it will be the New Year before we stream here again. These have been eventful and pleasant. Next week, which is Tuesday the 4th, I will be back with the Pirates, half of our Requisite stream, and the following week after that, we should be back with the Fool's Errand to see how this all shakes out, and we'll see how all of this goes. As always, I want to thank Proficiency Bonus for letting Delve Requisite come and play on their channel. I want to thank our sponsors, Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle, for sponsoring Proficiency Bonus and thus Delve Requisite. I want to thank you guys, my players, for joining me. I want to apologize to you guys, my players, for what I have done to you and continue to do to you.
Knocking me out twice.
every week.
Knocking me out twice when I came on here to help. Knocking me out twice.
Okay, once you've been through like 5 or 6 characters, it stops hurting when they die.
Yeah, Jason knows.
I'm
what's
not
up. I've killed a lot of
concerned
Jason's
about her.
creations over the years.
One of them twice.
I'm
One of them-
concerned what
one of
High
them
Haven's
twice.
gonna do to you guys if I die.
Yeah, that's that is a small concern. Step one is first, preventing the further invasion of the capital city of Mythlinday. Step two is going. So about that promise I made, I wasn't able to keep it. Let's go to jail.
Sorry, I didn't take Animate Dead. I mean Revivify.
What's the
Enemy death,
difference? Let us call it in tonight's session here. So join us next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for the Pirates episode. The week after that, for the continuation of the Fool's Errand story. Thank you, as always, for joining us. We love you, and good night. We'll see you later. Bye.